right. All right, what do we need to get you to admit that Ruby might be a suspect? I don't remember. Logic, it's super low. So we're probably gonna have to go off and do some other stuff. Granted, we can try it just to see what happens, because I mean, regardless if we fail it or if we don't fail it, we're gonna have to level it up anyway, so may as well give it a try. Let's go.
Nothing is happening. The pieces are there, but they remain unconnected.
No, we can't do this.
Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, the pieces are there. She could have done it somehow. Something else. Walla walla bing bang. It's just not coming together.
Ting ting, walla walla bing bang. Yeah, we should just give up.
There we go.
We're not gonna get anything.
Your mind is a relaxed muscle. It's so nice and easy to give up, isn't it? On the downside, you have no idea what you were supposed to do now. I could have debriefed you. Blissful idiot. Say something. You stood there for too long.
All right, well, we got experience for giving up. That is better than nothing, but I guess we'll have to go off and find some stuff so we can level it up, or just something that might help us get a boost in that department. Maybe Joyce will have something to say now that we cleared up a little bit more about the hanging.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
The lorries are still stuck at the roundabout. If the police is asking, one of the drivers might admit to it.
We already have some suspicion that one of the lorry drivers was present at the lynching. No, we don't. They were not. we already know that. It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock, in the traffic you hear the clinking of glass vials, concealed beneath tarpaulin. Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold?
The misery.
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to say that just in case I was supposed to know.
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Okay, I made up my mind about the smuggling investigation. Yes. We'll take the case, probe the drivers, see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something.
All right.
It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Well, I guess it's time to investigate. Another thing added to our list. The jam mystery. Someone's using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients of drugs into Revachol. Joyce said there are 3 drivers at the intersection. Talk to them. One of them must know something about the drug trade. Terminal B. Where is that? I don't know. We have a map. And it doesn't help me. All right. We will figure it out.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But
As assumed.
those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Just be straight with him.
Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Wait, then why are you still hanging around? Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
It's not a lie. It's something else. Impossible to say what at this point, but there's something in him. Some trepidation.
Why can't I do this? Interesting. So we might. So that's the thing. There's so many things we have to always come back for. We gotta ask our racist dude up here.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Not this time, sir. I just have a question. What's your stance on drugs?
They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
Why not?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
There's your in. Take his side in this particular fight.
Interesting. So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez. Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets of Revachol, right?
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then, damn, it didn't work. You should have signaled you're a nationalist before.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then what are you still hanging around here for? Most of the Camineers? Sure, have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Can I not say either of these and just be like, okay? Nope. Bad for him, I guess.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking SELLIN, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, the street vendor south of here? That guy's a lorry driver?
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, alright? 100%.
Well, now I kind of don't want to question him because
I
of this
wouldn't
man
be
being a
so sure about
racist.
it. Not until we've heard what SELLIN himself has to say.
Guess we have to pay him a visit then.
Guess so.
Now I don't want to do it. Please, please, sir, don't let it be you. We can't let him win. Oh, this way. But really, if it's this dude, after all that, I'm gonna be kind of sad.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So, SELLIN, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Sir. We can try and play him. Actually, I'm super into drugs.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale. Or at my home, or on my person.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
Fair enough. We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's even cooler.
Is
you
it?
investigating that and all. But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
But you are a lorry man. Another driver has identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
Well, that is true. I don't know why he would lie about him being a lorry driver.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
Realizing he can't get out of it.
Okay.
Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
Hopefully it's to open a shop and not just sell stuff out behind a lorry or all these trucks. So you were embarrassed to tell me, you forgot to tell me, stop squirming. What do you know about the drug? SELLIN, my source tells me you're the one transporting drugs for the Union.
No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
I have. He's still on the list. He's still a suspect. I don't want to say that. What do you know about the drug operation in the harbor?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Ooh, Kim picking up.
Crowd, you know, the drug crowd.
And who's in this drug crowd?
There's more here.
That's what I'm saying.
He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the racist lorry man.
Who are you afraid of, SELLIN?
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
If you don't want to get into this mess, you have to give us a reason to move on. We're buddies, SELLIN. Help us out, and no one will know it's you.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Could it be Ruby, or is it? But I don't think she was a lorry driver. No, because she's part of the Hardies, which are on opposite sides.
Lady driver? Perhaps connected to Ruby somehow.
I mean, I thought the same thing, but I think they're on opposite sides. Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
I did forget about that old woman back there.
Could be. She was strange.
Who are these other drivers who talk? Let's talk about Ruby first.
I don't know. I told you.
But sir,
don't know her
do
name.
you know anything? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap on you like that. Stay out of the drug business. You're doing fine. Realize your dreams. Okay, but who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Fair enough. I mean, we're cool, SELLIN.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective. Both of you. You deserve it.
Maybe later. I'll leave you to it for now. I guess we can try and talk to that old lady. What's over here? Have I been over here? There's nothing to check here anyway, so it doesn't matter. So let's see if we can get to that old lady. Because that's the only woman I've seen around this area. I don't think I can get over there from this angle. Unless maybe she's in the whirling in somewhere. Because yeah, they're all men up there, I believe. If it's her, Kim was like, "Oh, leave her alone." I'm like, "Sir, she weird."
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
That's kind of rude, but snap your fingers in front of her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
It's not
Where
like-
am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared,
Ooh.
replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Are you all right, ma'am? You were kind of out there.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Huh? Wait, what's so bad about the 50s? Where else would you be then?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero. Until you came
Whatever
along,
that is.
that is.
My bad. Sorry for interrupting your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Ma'am, you on that stuff?
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution. In Methk, it was a golden age.
Well, so I take it we were in Methk when you were young.
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning was perfectly clear. It sure wasn't. Someone, are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy.
She
What
on that
difference
stuff.
does it make if it's me or not?
Well, either you're magic or you're taking drugs. What do you mean?
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Interesting. Well, right. I have some questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife?
Excuse
Not
me?
like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
I don't know if that's a slur or not, so I'm gonna let it pass.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
I don't think so, because that was Ruby. What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
You wanna pass?
Of course not.
Okay,
But
never
will
mind.
it be marvelous if I was?
It was, because I'd ask you to give me some. Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't really know. So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
I don't, but if she doesn't check, she would be a good person to kind of use as I don't know if runner would be the right term, but if they could just put the drugs in her lorry and have her transported, and she would never know.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, Lawman. What?
She said
Do
it
you want to
is
take
what
an
it
old
is.
woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Han Hermenegildo.
Can we go back down that line of thought
course
really
not.
quick?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concern.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
All right, so you get high off of driving a lorry?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Harife. It's low. I go to the bottom.
Huh?
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
All right. Well, I guess that makes sense. Minding your own business.
Of course it does. What did you expect?
Well, so are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Harife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I was told of a woman driver. You're the only woman here.
I'm not that either, Harife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't
Interesting.
work like that on the long haul.
Okay, so you're not the driver everyone is terrified of.
I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Then who is the female driver I was told of?
How should I know?
Because
Do I
you.
look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
Why are you scary to the people who used to know you? You said long haul. That's.
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then the feeling dissipates, and all you see is an aging woman.
Why are you scared of the people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Okay. Well, I guess that's all I need to know. Thanks.
Oh, Sim.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest. I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
Where can I get my hands on an experience like that?
If you don't know,
Alright, well. Well, we already know she doesn't know what she's hauling.
you're man, Lowman. What of it?
Wait, what? Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through the terminal?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
How can you not know? We already know why she can't know. You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Lowman?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Drugs?
No, Lowman. Diamonds.
You just said you didn't have
Diamonds.
diamonds.
Make her answer.
I guess she's giving us the runaround, purposefully or not. She's just bending us around. If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
So that could be very much false. I didn't ask about diamonds, did I? I don't care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
Who? Are you making fun of me right now? You better start
I will
complying.
never make fun of a real Lowman, Sheriff.
The real.
Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that.
Lay off her.
I was following half. Like he said press her. So I pressed her. If you're not involved with the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This
I
isn't so
don't know.
bad. I can listen to music or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
So that was altogether not helpful. Anyone else over here?
Right to work! Right to...
Nope. So we have once again got nowhere. And everyone has pointed fingers at someone else. The only one who hasn't really pointed a finger is him, I think.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She might be involved with the drug business.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do know.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
He still is, hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part, not trickery.
Okay. Well, who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me, too. Now I see why.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Fair enough. Not really, but fair enough. Well, what does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Yep. When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
My brain said, what's her name on the roof? But that doesn't make any sense.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind? Her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
Well, when she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay?
No.
There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one.
That
Push
is
Tommy,
fair.
and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
Fine, I'll drop the matter for now.
Thank you, friend.
Oh, he might have had some more words, but yeah. You never know, we might need him on our side. We don't want to go burning bridges if we don't have to. And if I'd have to make someone angry, I'd rather it be this dude.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Look, I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fess up. Where's the lady driver?
I don't know what you're talking about.
First of all, you knew SELLIN didn't do
He
it.
did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Just tell me which one's her lorry.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me.
Ooh,
You
can
cops
I-
don't run Rivachel West.
Can I pull a
You
gun
don't
on
run
him?
Martinez. You don't run anything.
Actually, we do.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air, a dark gong.
I want
get a bad
to
feeling
pull my
about
gun
it.
on him.
Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Hey, I'm all for letting Kim do things.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Wait, I'm slightly confused. Let's go back a little bit. You knew Selling didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. He's been expecting this. Tell me what one's her lorry. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run anything in Martinez. You don't run anything. No. Actually, we do. No. He means that. I'm still slightly confused.
Not just
but let's
the
go.
unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
Okay.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there.
Oh.
Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Oh, Kim.
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
Tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible
Oh,
nod.
can I press him?
I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Kim, I can't.
Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna quick save because I am not. We're not failing this. We're not gonna let Kim down. Oh, I am not allowed. Just believe.
Men like
Okay, fair
this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Hit it. Ooh,
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
punch him.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
No. I've been to your lorry. I know where it is. I'm gonna burn it down. You hear me? Ooh. I don't. Well, I'm assuming these are all valid. So which one's most hurtful? Because we want fear, right? Let's get him scared
Look,
of the mob.
fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
Can I throw him to the ground?
When did she go away?
Wait, he said it's green. Green banged up thing. Okay, got it.
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I
Sir, do
haven't
you
even
just
seen
hate
her for
everyone?
days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Got
Looks
it.
like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Can I push him? Man, they should have let me do more to this man. I would have pulled the gun. point it in his face and see what happens. Past the green lorry, past the monument. I went the wrong way again. But I'm glad we got it out of him instead of old boy down there. That way we can still be friends. I thought that said we went to Okinawa. I was like, Okay, he said it's past the monument. Boom.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
Try and peek in the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too.
Door handle.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
So how are we gonna get this thing open?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
I guess. I mean, if we're just allowed to break someone's stuff. Tools. Pry bar. Boom, bang. Bada bop, boom, pow. Okay.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
Why are we only at 58%?
Pry bar in hand, you take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out. Goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now.
Really though? How did we not break it? Really?
Another futile thunk.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere,
I don't like that.
shattering over the lorry floor.
I don't
and
like
pavement.
that.
You can just reach in now.
Nice.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
Open the door.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. Okay, peel off the cover of the passenger seat.
Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachon. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
Fold open the topmost map. Boom.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mass of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Okay, where does the road lead?
To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Fold open the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
What's that sound?
The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Okay, well, what's up with that third map?
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake.
What does this all mean?
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated the East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
The Besmerti? That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta, it's a dark parody.
Okay. Who do you think's behind this? Are we not assuming it's whoever owns this lorry?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics.
Oh,
His operation
bigger
has spread
picture.
everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Interesting.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it. Especially
Kim's
bad
that
news
dude.
for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
What does that mean? Hopefully we get back to that at some point.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
Pull out the
A
toolbox.
metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Peri Ferik from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick it up.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the ULAN frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
We're still hungover.
The ULAN frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Well, just put it all
The
away.
toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows.
Search the lorry. So we still gotta search this. Okay, admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
So, but it doesn't have anything to do with the old woman who was talking about being in the movies.
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy.
Okay.
Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly.
Are we talking about his, maybe not wife, but whoever that woman was? Stop and wonder, what's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably grenade number 5.
Okay, enough of the posters. But first of all, how do you know that specifically perfume?
The actresses and the rare
Talking
actor
about coral
all
blue.
smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Radio?
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
Alright, well, what else is here?
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat and the oddly bulging seat cover.
Okay, so let's check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right. That's interesting.
Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One of the soles was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Wait, Ruby?
Looks like her, yes.
The connections. It's all there. And she was also the one running the drug trade. But wait. I thought the lorries were not on the Union side. First the drug smuggling, now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go?
This looks like proof the missing 8th person at the lynching was Ruby. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
I guess. Well, wait, I think I have to take a minute. So Joyce is part of Wild Pines. Wild Pines is. So I guess the Union. Well, I guess that would make sense why she's looking for the drugs, because she's not for the Union. She's kind of against them. So never mind. I've had it kind of backwards. I think the entire Union is involved. Maybe even all of Martinez. Let's not say all that. Not necessarily. Ruby could have kept the drug trade a secret. This would fit with what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter.
True.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The raper closed the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Sure. What up, Kim?
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Okay, it seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
That is.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info.
Cool.
And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
It was. It all linked back, and I was not expecting it to. So it turns out this is connected to the Union.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Fair. Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it.
All right.
There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
There's always corruption.
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
So, debrief over?
Debrief over, after you.
All right. Question is, who should we confront first? Should we go after Joyce? Not after, but should we talk to Joyce first, or should we talk to Titus? I mean, Titus, hopefully that does, give us a little boost in that check, but we still might have to level it up. So, well, this was a process as decided by Joyce or for her, so let's go to her first. But I was all kinds of backwards with the factions for a moment.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorrymen at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait. What are these eyes?
It doesn't really matter.
And
I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
It kind of do matter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
She's trying to conceal her excitement, but the slight glimmer in her green eyes tells you otherwise. The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Let him handle it.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
When in doubt, trust Kim.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
I've already heard about a connection between the lynching and strike, but I need your testimony. What was that about a bloodbath? Let's start there.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Well, I've already heard about a connection between the lynching and strike, but I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Jeez.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
But that's not true.
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
Okay, so yeah, that's not what actually happened.
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
So she's a few steps behind us. We're already ahead of her.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Wait. They're conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Well, maybe they are. That might still be something that's happening to keep up with the idea that, you know, that keep this story alive, to make sure that that is what is believed.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
Boy, oh boy, is that not good. Maybe the investigations can team up, you know, share resources and intelligence. Seems like y'all made a mess.
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Well, I can see it can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing? Let's say we can't see it happen yet.
Too many things have already gone wrong.
Factual.
Nameless, badgeless, detective of the citizens' militia.
First of all
we can do is keep that which
You're
is
right.
not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
what can you tell me about Crenell? You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
What did these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
It's not. Let's not tell her that, though.
This does not come as news to us, but still. To your knowledge, where did this assault take place, if you know?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
Don't mention it? Yeah, I don't want to mention it. I don't want to let her know what we know. And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Okay. This colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face, nor in her voice, but she had sympathy for this man.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
This lady. Anything else? Nationality? How old? We already know that, though. Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Courty, they call him.
I feel like we've
nickname
heard
as
that
well.
before.
The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Courty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Wait.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face. Then
A radio
shakes
operator
her
made
head.
me think of that, possibly Ruby drug runner lady, but I don't know.
I can't remember.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions.
This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body, and Classier also mentioned it, I believe. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Okay. Where are the remaining two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do.
No
To
one
put it
seems
bluntly,
to.
They think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Ghetto savages. Tragic.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
Okay, we'll still clear from them. We still need to know where they are. That's probably true.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Where are these mercenaries? Sent by the Pine, scab leader, murdered bad. Why? Clothes didn't fit right, scab. Where?
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
Oh, okay, so he was asking. See, that's. I never know what he's gonna think and what he's gonna say out of his mouth. We don't need to let her know we know. I had another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
Okay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Well then, what can you tell me about Crenell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Alright, well, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before
Course
this
not.
happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
You can't call and get them to hauled off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Fair enough. I guess that's enough for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Yeah, can you tell me about these tattoos now?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a Trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface. She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before? It's likely.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like blooms in a pattern?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
We kinda knew that already. What is the use of this map? Didn't she just tell
The
us?
sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
This one is going nowhere but the morgue. I've spoken to him. For now, the soul is fastened inside his corpse. True.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
I thought he was gonna think that. Okay, well. What travels did the dead man make? Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial.
I was thinking the same thing.
Challenge accepted.
No.
I say we do it.
First of all, physical instrument. We do not have the stats to go trying to fight anyone who is a mercenary. You're right. We can put it on the schedule.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's it. So that still doesn't clear up the tattoos issue? Wow, look at all the things we still have to do. Well, well, anyway, we have a lot of leads, a lot of places we can go, so I think that's a good place to stop. We figured out, or at least got information on the drug trafficking, enough to get Joyce to cooperate with us. We also have the lead that the person trafficking the drugs may in fact be Ruby, and if so, it definitely confirms, or not definitely, but it leads to being whoever is trafficking the drugs might have been at the lynching. And we have located at least one of the other mercenaries, so we have a lot of things we can do and a lot of avenues to explore, finally. So we're not just stumbling around in the dark. And we'll get back to it next time.